If I was to say that your life right now is pretty chaotic, would that be a fair statement?
Oh yeah, my mom passed away due to COVID.
In the winter of 2020, Route del Sol faced down the barrel of destruction. In addition, the entire world plunged into a collective fog, halting our journey. Despite the chaos these events have brought, with our technology partners, SunPower and Galt Energy, we're ensuring that these difficulties turn into opportunities to be a better and more united solar community. We're proud to bring you this latest series from the specialist workshops of ORS Race Prep. Together, we're going to demonstrate our commitment to seeing a better tomorrow by engineering solutions to problems of the past and pushing the limits of what is possible. Welcome to Route del Sol 2.0.
Every operation has to start with an incision. This Route del Sol rebuild is no different. In order for things to get better, first they have to look worse. Okay, so I found the profile that's inside of here, and all I need to do is keep cutting down to make ourselves a nice roll cage. So I'm going to keep doing that. In this video, we're showing you how we are building the roll cage, which also acts as a structural support base for the solar array that is going on the roof of the van. So here we have Francisco. He's forming up the base plates, which are being mounted directly to the vehicle's chassis. Then with some bent square tubes, we form the structure which becomes the roll cage and support for the solar array. Next, we put some cross beams in and added some CNC brackets to tie it all together. Unfortunately, like most things on this build, they rarely get finished in one episode, so you'll have to wait until that happens in the next episodes. Next, we're moving on to the rear of the vehicle, so we can take a first look at what is happening over there. What's going on back here, Hector?
Well, we're gonna see where the chassis ends on the back of the trailer, so we're preparing for the extension. And then, since we're adding weight with the structure, we want to take as much weight out as possible for unnecessary things on the bottom. So we're just opening up the rear. We want to see the rear.
Yeah, we want to see the rear.
Yeah. So where are the batteries?
Everything's attached to it.
See, that's what I wanted to see right there.
Yeah,
That's the end of the chassis.
I think they're the light. They're all for the light.
Huh?
Those cords are all the light.
Yeah, I guess so.
She's got a fat ass.
As you can see, after Alex voraciously ripped the rear of my van to shreds, we have a huge clunky chassis extension. This was put there by the previous owner because it was where the hydraulic loading gate, the Tommy gate, was mounted. Needless to say, it is a bunch of unnecessary and unuseful weight which will have to go. And go it did, with a short work of a handheld plasma cutter. Next, Michoacano got to work replacing the metal with much less complicated and much less heavy steel tubes, which will form the basis of our rear solar array assembly. This is kind of where things have just stopped on the build for the last couple of weeks. Other than a few things on the interior, most of the work has just kind of stopped dead in its tracks. So in last week's video, I described to everyone how I had to cancel the relaunch of the project in Ensenada at the SunPower solar panel manufacturing facility. I knew that was going to be a really difficult decision because I knew it was going to start to erode away at any positivity that I had reserved for this rebuild of the project. It's been taking a lot of my energy lately, and I'm really looking forward to being back on the road. So this weekend on the 31st of January, it actually marks the 1 year anniversary of when the fateful accident happened where all of the solar panels got scattered over the road up in Catavina. And for one entire year, I've poured endless amounts of energy into this project to try and get it back up and running again. For almost half of that time, almost 6 months, the project has sat somewhat idle at the ORS workshop. It seems like every time we get moving, things just kind of slow down or something happens. It's really hard to explain why that's happening, but I thought I'd give it a crack. So I took the opportunity to pull Hector, my mez aside, lead engineer on this project, just to discuss all of this with him and to bring a human element back in to face all of the questions and queries that we might be having for why this project is taking so long to get back up and running and on the road again. We're in front of the Route del Sol project. How is all of that going for you?
Well, we're progressing. We've passed all the ups and downs of design, going through, everyday life, the everyday hassles in the business, dealing with our own customers and with our own responsibilities, and still pushing forwards in this, that we have deadlines, we have times, a lot of commitments that Joel has with sponsors and all the folks that follow him. So yeah, it's getting pretty hectic. Getting this responsibility that really means a lot to us in a personal note. We did all this because out of an impulse to help. We have this shop because it's passionate, and passion drives it.
If I was to say that your life right now is pretty chaotic, would that be a fair statement?
Oh yeah, it's been up and down too. I mean, we're putting a lot of time and energy in the shop in making ORS Race Prep grow. Trying to reach, new customers, getting more projects, pumping them out. So there's a lot of commitments there. COVID is making a big deal on our off-road business because, there's just no raising. So it's tough. I mean, we're keeping the business afloat. And then my mom passed away due to COVID. She had a delicate state of kidney failure. COVID just rattled that up, and we lost my mom in end of October. So it's just a lot of personal instability, or it's just a roller coaster,
About a week ago, Hector, I came to you with the idea of dedicating this rebuild part of Route del Sol's story to your mother. How do you feel about all of that?
Well, first of all, it brought me a lot of joy, and you made me cry. So why? Because my mom was all heart. So she was such a great person, like one of those generally good persons that really takes care of the rest before herself. When I met you, it was like, oh, I got a van and I want to store it somewhere. And it's always that curiosity. It's like, so what happened? So what can I do to help? And I think that's a true reflection of my mom. If she was in a position to help, maybe she wasn't in a condition to help. Maybe the things weren't. She didn't have the means to help, but if she could help, she would do it. You're sending a message everywhere you cross. You're touching lives. You're changing mindsets. Like my mom, I think you're an authentically good person, that you're doing something out of your heart, and it's taking you places, So I really do think that this type of project where you decided to do something and you committed to it, and you're affecting people's lives while you meet them, you're inspiring people. I think it's a great homage, that my mom's gonna be she's gonna be there. She's gonna be impulsing this. She's gonna be a light path in the way, and I'm sure she'll take care of the whole thing, and and get you to Argentina safely, and she'll be like a guardian angel, putting good people in your path. So I think it's great.
In one sentence, how would you dedicate this project to your mother?
My mom always supported like every single aspect of the business that I wanted to, like new ventures or new ideas. like this is completely new for us, but I knew we could help Joel. I just feel it's a good way to remember her that we're doing something out of the box. We're helping someone else fulfill a dream or fulfill a goal. And I think it's a very good way to remember how she's always supported me personally and professionally. And now she's gonna make it all the way to Argentina in a solar powered van. If I could do it in a single sentence, it's in any given time, you knew she was always supporting you. My mom's gonna take care of you all the way, and she'll make sure that to get you where you're going safely.
That's good. All right, we'll end it there then.